So I think it's been a little bit over a year since I last made a video. So about 520 days this streak. Probably longest streak for a long time. And again, doing semen retention consciously for about 12, 11 years now. Streaks, girlfriends, completely debauch your lifestyle in the meantime, remembering about it, going back to it. So kind of like coming and going to it. And probably about the past 7 years, trying to maintain a active part of my life, even if I have a girlfriend or not, even if we're having sex or not. Usually we'll practice if having sex when I was, not stopping before ejaculation. And then even then too, like still small drops would come out when I'd feel a change in my energy levels and my connection to my sense of joy and life and stuff like that. So even for myself, practicing kareza or non-ejaculatory sex, it's a scam, I think, for the most part. You're still just kind of manipulating the chemicals in your head just to feel good. And there's that rush, right? The feeling of like possibility, I guess, or can you maintain control? Do you have the willpower or the resolve to not ejaculate and whatnot? So 520 days, this streak, and some things that, I don't know, I guess about 100 days ago, I just stopped finding lots of content like this, like bearable, I guess. For whatever reason that might be. I'm older, I'm 41, and so I don't, although younger guys for sure, some good points here and there, but oftentimes I don't know, it doesn't feel like it resonates with me to continue listening to. So I'll make my own content to listen to myself, and maybe I'll come back to it later time and readdress points I make here. A few things that I've noticed recently is every time I resist or don't pursue a temptation or relationship, another one another one will come, and not it being better, but probably more favorable from my perspective. So what that means is if a woman likes you and you resist her, a woman more your type eventually soon will come and make herself available to you, and you resist her and it happens again and again. So almost like the idea of, and not that, it's like your resolve is getting tested. If you say you quit eating pizza for like a week, and then your buddy invites you to a free pizza party, like you just said you would stop eating it, so you're gonna go to the free party or not? It's the same thing here. Resolve of, in my case, choosing myself over and over again, and not pursuing a sexual relationship when I'm pretty sure any sexual activity puts me in a negative or takes away from me. So the idea of, you make a decision of what your resolve is. Stop having sex, stop masturbating, stop looking at pornography, and then life, or whatever you want to call it, reality, the great intelligence, will begin to test you. So keep on saying no, and more will come into your privy. With that too, though, and I've not experienced, but I've heard people talk about it, where the only thing that brought these women into your life was your energy. So if you have it and it brings a woman into your life, and then you have sex and you give it to her, what she wants she got, so she'll probably peace and bounce, right? So it's same event of releasing, and then you're feeling empty, and she no longer sees value in you because you have a change of temperament or spirit, or you're no longer what or who you were because your energy is not there. And I felt that in the past for sure, especially with like girlfriends and sleeping with them, and not even coming inside them or coming at all, but still a loss of energy, and they would feel elated and electric, and I knew I'm missing something, and I know you have it now, and I don't think they can maintain it, or whatever, but it's like passing a ball, right? Or passing something valuable to someone else. So the best, I think, is to keep that, right? So you got that, you got saying no, resisting temptation, and then seeing what next life brings you. Whether it looks like a woman, a job, it might be another type of way to take your energy, maybe anger or jealousy or something like that. So staying moderate and in the middle, level-headed, not being emotionally swayed one way or the other. Let's see what else is going on. We got dog turned 1 a couple months ago. He hey, come here, come on. So he's right here. All right, here's my dog, and so he is. Hey, come on. He's 14 months old. Had him for a year. He's super chill. I think he's chill because I'm chill. He still has his nuts, and it's very difficult to think about even taking that away from him. He's too young right now for it, but even so, I think by the time he's 2, I probably won't do it. I'll probably stop taking him to the dog park. We go have a good time midday. Afternoon though, dogs in the afternoon time have more pent-up energy from being at home all day. And so some dogs who are neutered have an issue with him, and they'll start being aggressive with him, and he'll be defensive, and then I'll stop him. So I've gotten 3 bites within the past 3 weeks just from going in the afternoon time and stopping fights between him and other dogs. But he's fucking chill. He stands his ground. He doesn't take shit. So new way to open the heart and something to love, right? But with love, it's not like a choice. You love or don't love. So you love everything or nothing. It's a state of being, I'd say. Same like being present, the feeling of truthfulness, the feeling you have when you have energy. And if you know that, you know it, right? And that feeling or at least sometimes might take it for granted, and you forget what it's like to not have it. And then you'll dip down into a lust or some type of activity that might take it away from you. And then fuck man. It's a regret, you wish you didn't do it. So just stay on the course, I'd say. For young men, not sure about the woo regarding semen information, there's no way to convince you, just try it. Try it. things you can look for to happen to you. All the, I think, basic stuff, confidence, just feeling energy, being like happy and joyful to go do stuff, to be outside. Really, if you have depression, the good way to address it is conserving your energy. You conserve the energy, and then you have energy to deal with your actual reason why you might be depressed. So looking at the ways to perform self-inquiry, find out the things in your life that makes you sad. And it most often comes down to childhood stuff, right? So guilt, shame, all that types of trauma that you hold on to that you never dealt with. And really coming to the root causes of that stuff and either reframing them or bringing understanding or like even reparenting yourself is beneficial in that way. Like I grew up in foster homes for a lot of my life, and as a small kid, my mom was a junkie, and so I grew up around like intravenous needle users, and a lot of that stuff for a long time a lot of stuff in my life was blacked out and like repressed memories until I quit drinking, smoking, started unknowingly semen retention, and spent a lot of time like in the woods and nature and meditation and doing those self-inquiry sessions with myself, asking like why I felt this way or that way. But and a lot of people have good points on that too, that no one's going to save you, nothing's going to save you. You have to do the work. And in the process of doing the work, really grace comes and touches you. Whether or not you believe in God or any type of religious God or Jesus and whatever it might be, it's something, it's external, but it's not external at the same time. But sometimes you're not always like in touch with it. So you kind of forget about it maybe. Or if it's never happened to you or you never felt it, then it's still like imaginary. So the best way to start it is set a goal of your going 90 days, 100 days, a year, however long it may be. And in that goal, have other goals. You want, or the highest goal would probably be a relationship with your higher power, whatever that might be. And then part of that goal is semen retention, is meditation, journaling, dream journaling, charity, volunteer work, changing your diet, your drinking, smoking, what you take into the body. And then maybe that way, with diligent work and grace, something might happen for you. And I think that's what everyone should strive for, is the idea of awakening to something beyond the physical and mental existence. And so knowing who or what you truly are is what that looks like. Yeah. Then let's see, talking about the crazy benefits about semen retention, things that have happened. So a few months ago, I wanted a leather jacket. And so I spent time researching. And after like a week of looking at different jackets, I found a jacket I liked. And there's a store that sells, the store is up in the city, like a half hour away. And so I'm gonna go buy this jacket. And I plan to go the next day. Before I went to bed, I checked Craigslist. And some guy had posted that same fucking jacket about 3 hours before I checked. So I emailed him. I went to go check it out, and like 2 days after that, at his place, I asked him a question about the size. I wasn't sure it would fit me, but I got the jacket. It's a perfect fit, dude. Brand new leather jacket that retailed for like $1,200. I got for $325. That might be one thing. Another thing is I think sometimes life kind of communicates, or intelligence communicates through life to you. So intelligence being reality source, maybe whatever you believe in, spirits, whatnot. They might not possess, but if you have a conversation with someone and they say something to you that's out of the ordinary range of topic or subject matter, but it's something that involves you, that's like a small like signal, right? If something abnormal happens, if you're either running and like someone honks the horn, or a couple of days ago a bird first time flew into the window, and so the things that you're thinking about at the time, if those alarming things happen to you, things that you were thinking about is important. It's kind of like the synchronicity of seeing like the 1111 or 555 or whatever it might be. So with that, coming to a relationship and maybe kind of entertaining ideas of pursuing a relationship with someone, and then something kind of weird kind of disrupts it. And deep down I know probably something I should not do, probably something that will not be long lasting, probably a pattern I've done before, and probably just a honest, what it would honestly be is a means for me to manipulate the chemicals in my head and my body, and to feel that thrill of arousal and lust and sexual activity. So things like that, where you might have one course of action and then something kind of strange or abnormal comes and makes you kind of question, what am I really doing? So last week was talking to someone, and she asked me one of my favorite songs or bands, and not anything I thought about recently, but so what I first played was a band called the Gaslight Anthem. And the next day I'm at the gym, and at the gym I see a guy and he looks kind of familiar to me. He ends up being a buddy of mine from the Marine Corps who I haven't seen for like 16 years. And as we talk, we catch up a bit, and one thing he mentions to me is, he says something like, you know what really makes me think about you sometimes is that band. I'm like, what band? One time I ran into a concert for a band called Rise Against, and I'm like, is it Rise Against? And he's like, no man, like when I first met you, you asked me if I liked the Gaslight Anthem, and at the time I didn't know them, but like since then I've come to really like them. So in 2 days, that band got brought up to my awareness twice in two strange, far out situations, right? And the girl that asked me potentially might have probably pursued something more intimate with her. But this event happened, and I had to think like, well, shit, what do I really associate the Gaslight Anthem with? And I've seen them one time with my ex-girlfriend from like 15 years ago, and I associate them with her, and I associate her with purpose. So what's my actual purpose of what I'm doing? And it's not to fuck with the chemicals in my body, to try to expand the consciousness of women by sexually engaging with them. I'm responsible for soul myself, right? And along the way, if I can help lift people up where I can, that's it. I'm responsible for my actions. So that event, to me, that seems pretty wild and crazy, and that's what kind of brought me away from not going into this relationship with this other woman. But so synchronicities, strange stuff happening. I think that if you become less dense in the sense of like the things you intake, you'll have more. It'll broaden your sensual awareness of stuff you can perceive, right? So you might perceive beyond the physical. But even without that stuff, normally I think after a certain time of semen retention, like everything I see is very like crisp or enhanced, like in HD or something. It's very, I don't know. Everything is pleasant to me, and I think it's like you become more pleasant inside. I'm content inside, and I don't have to have external stuff. It's neat. Having a dog is neat. He's cool. He's exhausting. It's something to do, right? So there's that stuff. I work in hospitality and I'm around like a bunch of people. The attraction stuff happens all the time. I work in a way where I get like performance reviews, or people can like give me feedback or something like that, or provide gratuity, and it's always pretty good for the most part. I've had no issues really. I think complaint wise, I have been getting kind of upset at times, just because it ends up I don't want to share my energy or time with these people who, it kind of sounds like fucked up, but like not appreciate it, but don't even respect like the I don't know, they're just kind of like, in my mind, very selfish, and like they don't respect the thing that we're doing at the time. So like a group setting where you're doing a set specific thing, right? Most of women attraction though, just ignore it. Like the best way to deal with it is ignore it. Otherwise I'll be guilty of feeding my ego, and then it fucking becomes a thing where I begin to think like, I am that, or I am not attractive or that good, or whatever it might be. Finances, I am okay. I can provide for myself and my dog. I don't work too strenuously. I think as well, like I don't do it too often now, but stock stuff, like following intuition, and then so very quick day trading. Can pick up a few $1,000s, a couple times a month maybe from that, without really following what's going on too in depth at the time. But I've also been trading for like 9 years, so there's some experience there, and oftentimes I do lose money, but sometimes net positive as well. Drive, ambition, idea wise, I got ideas. I'm trying to follow through that stuff, so I do more charity, donations type stuff now. Maybe I'll put on the site too. I do. I'll record some sound bath stuff and I'll put it up here. I think it can be pretty impactful, at least in person, if you are able to kind of let go and let happen. So sound vibrations go through the body. It can unstick stagnant energy. It can help you find those repressed memories and bring those to the forefront. You have to eventually integrate it or deal with it however you might need to. It can cause out-of-body experiences or just pleasant time, right? Very meditative and relaxing. So I'll record some stuff and I'll put it on the channel, probably, maybe more active. I have like a slight hesitation sometimes, because I do think when you publicly pronounce something, right? So making videos or posting stuff or whatever it might be, you become like a target for the most part. So like I said before about your resolve getting challenged or tested, same thing. You put stuff out there, you promote a certain lifestyle, a certain direction towards self and God and virtue and wholesomeness. All the opposing forces to that, it's like your light's on and they want to put it out. Your light's on all the time, but when you broadcast stuff, I think it makes a bigger target. And not a big deal either, but if in your life, like you have confrontation or something happen and you lose, like you have a lapse in your awareness or consciousness, you might fall victim to that, the test or whatever's targeting you in whatever way. So, and who knows like what the depth of it might be. But I do think too that it's everyone has a choice to lift each other up, and collectively we are stronger. I know at times I've benefited from people's information, whether on YouTube or Reddit or whatever it might be, whether it's semen retention information or otherwise. That we all have stuff to offer. Once you find what that is, then present it in a suitable way to benefit others. So, yeah. Also, too, I think I'm not too keen on the space at the moment. And it seems like people, a lot of times, people who are making these, it's fine, content creation, semen retention videos, they're younger guys who, and their life is kind of in a state of limbo at the time. And I've been there too when I was younger. I lived out of my car for a while. I traveled across America, and looking back, like really great times. And maybe the professional or the working people with like careers and whatnot, and are in, I don't know, like cities or not like the country areas of America, or all the AI bot stuff coming out from like India. I don't know what's going with that. Offer a different perspective, older men, maybe a slightly different upbringing from the childhood life and military life, and then being moderately accomplished at this time, and having a state of joy that's known to me and cultivated by me, not dependent on external circumstance or things I might have or how people treat me or titles, whatever they might be. So that's it, I guess. All right, cool.